Yeah. Ooh, let's go. Wait. Hold up, Q. Yeah, feel like I'm at the tippy top of my game, looking down at the rafters. I had to son these boys, can't leave them bastards. A lot of dudes, just some undercover actors. I don't fall for it, I'm privy to all your tactics.
Okay, so that wasn't actually the real unboxing. I've had this camera for almost 6 months now, and I wanted to talk about a couple things, especially having used it almost every day since I got it. See, the Canon R6 is honestly a really good camera. I've really enjoyed using it. It has excellent video quality, excellent photo quality, the RF lens system is great, and overall, it's a really solid camera, and I'll get into some more details. But if you saw my last video, you'll know that I mentioned that there's one problem with it that has really just sort of been a huge pain in the butt. Now, I don't want to say anything unnecessarily negative about this camera. I have genuinely really enjoyed using it since I got it. The video quality is superb. Being able to shoot in 4K 60 at 10-bit in C-Log is excellent. It has so much detail, and being able to mess with the colors without losing too much quality is great. Obviously, it's not quite as good as the red, but I mean, for this little package, it is a really great camera. The photos are also excellent. Having 24 megapixels is more than enough in today's megapixel war between cameras, especially since, I'm going to be totally honest, most of my photos just go on Instagram. But even then, I have experimented with some printing, and photos turn out really crisp. The RF system in general, the mount is great, it's super easy to adapt to anything, and the lenses are great. I've used a bunch of the different lenses, and they're all super sharp and super clean, and they're just really good, honestly. Then there's a bunch of other smaller things that just really make this camera almost perfect. One thing that I absolutely love is this feature that seems just to make so much sense, yet I have not had any other camera that does this, and as far as I know, maybe Sony does this? I'm not sure, don't quote me on that though. I only know that Canon does for sure in their latest cameras, but this seems so, like, check this out. Turn on the camera, sensor opens. Turn it off, and boom, sensor is closed. Now it's safe from dust and anything. That's just such a nice little detail that really makes this camera great. The battery life is excellent. These batteries last, I mean, I usually get the day with 2, so those are great. Having the Wi-Fi system to be able to check on everything on your phone, if you're like setting it up in the corner, or if I'm doing a shoot like this, a lot of times I would check the framing and everything on my phone, and that's a really nice feature. It's not heavy or big. I mean, it's your standard size mirrorless camera, which is great for traveling. The RF lenses are a little big, they're a little heavy, but they are smaller than the EF lenses. So I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. That's not a huge deal, honestly. So with all those features, you might be thinking, well, Diego, it just sounds like the R6 is a great camera. And it is, but I'm not there yet. Hold on. The bad thing is software related. It actually has nothing to do with the features that like come in the physical camera. Basically, to film in that great 4K 60 C-Log 10-bit format, you have to shoot using Canon's IPB compression. And it's honestly really terrible. That's the only way I can say it. It is more difficult to edit the footage from this camera than it is to edit the footage from the Red, which is just, it blows my mind. I mean, the Red shoots in RAW, it's 6K, it has, like, the file sizes are massive. And the R6, I mean, it's no slouch either as far as file sizes. They're pretty big, but nowhere near the level of information that the Red files have, yet it makes my computer work so much harder than it does for the Red footage. And honestly, it's a pretty big issue for me because I bought the R6 shortly after I bought the Red because I was thinking, okay, the Red's great, but I can't use a cinema camera for every single YouTube video. I mean, the file sizes and just the convenience of it is not going to work out. So I got this camera thinking it would be a really good secondary camera that could still make really awesome videos, take great photos, and basically do everything I needed it to do for like YouTube, social media, and everything like that. And it has, I mean, not gonna lie, I mean, it takes great photos for Instagram, it does great YouTube videos, but man, those file formats have just really caused me to lose lots of time making proxies, or you know, just struggling through the jittering and lagging and freezing of editing with this footage. That being said though, I am pretty confident in Canon's ability, or maybe Premiere Pro's ability, I'm not sure who that responsibility falls upon, to make the format more efficient, because when I got the R6, it was like bad. Like, I could not edit any footage from this camera, even in 1080, without making proxies. And now, you know, since then Premiere's gotten a few little updates, and now I don't ever have to make any proxies, even like in 4K. I do sometimes have to like kind of drop down to like a quarter quality in the timeline or something like that, just to have it play smoothly, but it has gotten better. And that being said, my computer has an 11th gen Intel i9, a RTX 3080 and 32 gigs of RAM, and I edited off an SSD, and still that was not enough to edit this footage without proxies for a while. I mean, which was really not fun. But it's getting better, and you know, honestly, this camera's great. I think I covered pretty much everything about it without, you know, specs. I mean, I'm not like Gerald and Dunn. If you guys want some specs, that's the guy to go to. But just kind of the general living with this camera and doing stuff with it was what I want to talk about, and I think I covered that pretty well. That being said, if you had any other questions about this camera or any of my gear that I didn't answer, please let me know in the comments, and I can totally make more videos about the Red or the Canon or anything else, and I would be happy to talk about it. So yeah, I hope this video had some good information for you guys to consider. If it did, please leave a like and subscribe for more stuff like this, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Dollar bill, y'all. Ramen noodles for a meal, how I feel, dawg. Why you placing judgments? I'm just trying to live, dawg. Put it on my head, cause it's not what it